Good morning, dear friends. Let's talk about Islamic heaven. What is Islamic heaven? There are 1.8 billion Muslims around the world, and they are all trying day and night for heaven. They're praying day and night. They are what we call ozifa, that means counting the beads, praising Allah day and night. They are wearing beard like Muhammad. They try to walk like Muhammad. They try to sleep like Muhammad. They try to eat like Muhammad. They try to drink like Muhammad. They are trying to emulate Muhammad in every step of the way to have heaven hereafter. Their main purpose in life is to get heaven or Jannah hereafter. Now, what are they going to get in heaven? What is Islamic heaven? Islamic heaven is nothing but a whorehouse. Let's be honest about it. I'm someone who doesn't want to play with words. I'll tell you what it is as it is. Islamic heaven is nothing but a whorehouse. Absolutely nothing but a whorehouse. That's what Islamic heaven is. Now, you all know that when a suicide bomber commits suicide, he blows himself up. His main purpose is to get the 72 virgins. What else? What else? Muhammad was a sex-crazy psychopath. That's the reality. He was married to Khadija, and he didn't marry anyone else because he didn't have the balls to marry anyone else until Khadija was alive. Why? Because Khadija was powerful. She was the one who was giving money and everything and protection to Muhammad. And Khadija, to the best of my understanding, was in fact a Christian woman who didn't believe in polygamy. And that can be proven by the fact that Khadija had Waraka bin Nawfal, a Christian monk, in her house. And when she decided to marry Muhammad, she valued Waraka bin Nawfal's prophecy. So that proves that Khadija had a Christian upbringing. Nevertheless, after Khadija's death, Muhammad, the real Muhammad, came out. He married Sauda, but he wanted to divorce Sauda because Sauda appeared to be old. She was growing old, and Muhammad lost all kind of attraction. He didn't value any affection that Sauda might have had for him. He forgot about all the any kind of psychological connection he might have had with Sauda. So he simply wanted to divorce Sauda because she grew old. So what kind of man was Muhammad? He was attracted by a woman's physical beauty only. That's why after Sauda, he married Aisha, the child bride. He didn't care for Aisha's mental age because Aisha was not psychologically or mentally ready to understand what the hell was going on, even during her wedding day. And that is quite evident from the explanations of her wedding day, which she herself gave. And she was playing with dolls. So in Islam, the mental situation of a woman is irrelevant. So when he raped Safiya, Jawhara, Raihana, killing their family members, killing Sauda's father, killing Sauda's husband, he was not hesitant to rape her and had the audacity to declare her his wife the following day. And even Aisha was shocked that how could anyone live with a man who had murdered her husband and her family members. So that proved even Aisha, Muhammad's child bride, was shocked by Muhammad's behavior. So Muhammad was a man who didn't bother about a woman's mental condition. So in heaven, in Islamic heaven, there is no aesthetic explanation. There is no description of beauty in the real sense. There's always explanation of whores, the houris, who would have the only duty to sexually please the people of Islamic heaven. The Muslims would be having sex non-stop. Their penis will always remain strong, firm, and they will keep on having sex, sexual orgy. There are subtle explanations of other things, for example, fountains, but there is no explanation of waterfall, the musical waterfall. There's no explanation of the beauty of a bird. There's no explanation of how the sky might be in heaven. There's no explanation of how the beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. There is generalized beauty, For example, even here in the West now, we have Naomi Campbell and other like Iman, famous black beauties. But in Islam, beauty means white. It's a racist religion. Whores or houris of heaven are all white. And Muhammad himself was enticing Muslims to go to war against the Byzantinians because they would get the chance of having Byzantinian white women. So in Islam, there is no real explanation of beauty in heaven. On the other hand, if you ask a famous, say, a poet to explain his heaven, he would give you a much better explanation of heaven. If you said there will be a companion, you would have companion in heaven, there would be better things, better explanation of your companion in heaven. But in Islam, you have whores in heaven and you will see through their skins. What kind of explanation is that? Muhammad was having 9 women in one night. So what was he doing? Was he making love or was he simply fucking them? So there is no love making in Islamic heaven. There's only sex, and sex. There's no music. No music whatsoever. So Islamic heaven is nothing but a whorehouse. And that whorehouse is not even in the level of an aesthetic mind would love to be in. It is not a heaven that would attract great minds. It is not a heaven where people will be having intellectual discussions. It is not a heaven where God will be sitting and will be explaining to them the beauty of existence. Nothing as such. Because being an illiterate man, being a man who was always engaged in barbarism, raping, killing, he never had the cool mind, the educated mind to offer you real heaven. Look around you. Even this planet is beautiful. If you take the time, you will say, what a wonderful life. Do you remember that song? Because even with all the problems that even I have, I enjoy my time. I go to Giant Causeway in Northern Ireland. I spend my time, sit there, and then watch the waves, watch the waves hitting the shores. There's no such explanation of listening to the waves in Islamic heaven. There is no such explanation of listening to the song of the birds. There is no such explanation as you are seeing a painting. So the Islamic heaven attracts the weak mind. The Islamic heaven is enforced and pushed down the throat of a young or a child Muslim. Because he is told, this is what you be enticed by. This is what you should be attracted by. You should be attracted by whores. You should be attracted by sex. You should be attracted by this and that. So their mind is then locked down. And they are deprived of the need to understand greater beauty in life. Islam kills the aesthetic mind. No music, no painting, no dancing. The only music, so-called music and poetry, is the recitation of the Quran. And that is full of explanation of how to get war booties, how to have women from war booties, how to have sex slaves, all that nonsense. How to kill the non-believers, how to enforce Islam. So, I'm not attracted by Islamic whorehouse. Neither should any intelligent mind neither should an intelligent mind be attracted by this whorehouse. What else is it? Ask a devout Muslim, what would you really get in heaven? Can you explain to me? There's no other scripture in the world which goes into such details of what a heaven is, like Quran. But the Quranic verses which explains heaven are like going on and repetition of explanation of whores. And they are attracted by it. Goodness gracious me.